Oh, boy. Oh, yeah, we are back and we are live. I did not realize everyone was still on mute. Let me give you that.
Yeah.
One more time, ladies and gentlemen, it's about to be an off-the-chain show. I am here with the man, the myth, the legend himself. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the man himself, the ladies' man, the man that everybody loves. You want to be like him and the ladies want to get with him, DJ Sexual Chocolate in the building. How you feeling, DJ Sexual Chocolate?
Hey, I'm preparing for surgery, so that's how it is.
I heard you busted up your knee, man. What happened?
Yeah, I was going up for a layup, so.
But did you get the layup? That's the most important thing. Yes,
I did not get the layup. My knee
buckled. You did. Just lie. Man, I think if you're going for surgery, you should be allowed to lie about making the basket.
Hey, I won 4 games before that, so.
Billy, I saw you just leave. I'm literally teeing Billy Sherman up for the intro, and he's in the room, and everything's good to go, and then poof, he's gone. All right. We'll remove his picture for now. Billy, if you're listening, come back in when you can.
Yeah. So what's going on, Mike?
Man, love you, bro. And love the little homie, Billy Sherman. Let me go live on Instagram. Why not? Sure. Love the little homie, Billy Sherman, but I'm like, dog, we're trying to get you there. You know what I mean? You're hilarious. You're talented. But we got to get you there. You know what? You got to stay on a podcast. You know what I'm saying?
You can't just leave.
You can't just bounce. You know what I mean? Imagine if Joe Rogan did that. You know what I mean? We got the pews coming in. Shout out. All good. So tell me, man, let's just talk about this for a second. So you got to go in for surgery tomorrow. What kind of surgery are you having?
My patella separated from my knee. So they going back and repairing it. So they say it's unusual, but it happens to some people that's in sports. So
right.
Yeah.
So it's some people that's in sports. So are you really in sports though?
No, that's the problem. Because we wouldn't be talking about this right now.
That is fair. How I gotta ask you real fast. What do you think about the Thunder, man?
I think they're great. I mean, Thunder can win the whole thing. To be honest, They got a bench. I mean, they got a solid bench. I don't know who can beat them at this point.
Exactly. I think we're going all the way. I absolutely.
Oh, yeah, they're going to win the whole thing. Thunder going to win the whole thing, period. Point blank.
Period. Make your bets now.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, even if Indiana, even if the Knicks get out, it's a definite win. You understand what I'm saying? Because they only got one solid player.
Yeah, well, and they benefit, man. All New York teams suck, really, if you think about it. You know what I mean? They benefit from where they're at and the money they can give.
Right.
But as far as
because
coaching,
they feel like basketball is started in New York.
Right. Well, and which is stupid, but past that, how do I want to say this? Okay, so the problem with New York is that it's just we're New York. So we don't have to have good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to have good teams. We don't have to have good management for those teams. We don't have to have good facilities because we're New York, and we're just going to throw you $100 million to come play with us and get all that puck. Now, what I like is I feel like that shit's kind of changing, though, dog. I really do. So,
well, the thing is, what's changing is that there's no domination in no teams anymore. As far as that goes, because all the teams are funded evenly, or even more now with with the talent that's out there. So, I mean, it's not gonna be a Boston Lakers or every year or Bulls, whoever every year. It's gonna be different teams because they preparing for that. They preparing for you know for diversity and they got the money to pay these players to come to their facilities now. So before it wasn't like that because the Lakers had the most money, Boston had the most money, and
Yep.
then the Pistons when they came in there, they had a little money, and then the Jordan era with the Bulls, they paid the players to be there. You don't have that no more. Now you got it distributed like it should be.
Absolutely. And guess who's back? Ladies and gentlemen, guess who's back? Billy Sherman, are you there?
I think I'm here.
All right, rock on. You are here. We love it. No, I agree. We're talking basketball, brother. I agree. I think the Dallas Mavericks were the ones to break that open a few years back. Because before it was all coast teams. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was New York, LA teams, Lakers, Knicks, and
Right.
the Bulls some, but it was those major market. I mean, New York, Chicago, LA, the three biggest markets. And then I remember when the Mavericks started busting out and doing some legit stuff, it was a different game. And I think that was the first time that we really saw that. And then, man, I'm still an old school Golden State Warriors fan. You know what I'm saying? So
They tried. They
They
tried, but they
Steph-
just couldn't make it.
I wish Steph wasn't
Especially
loyal.
after Curry went out.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I wish Steph Curry wasn't loyal. I wish he was like, you know what? I want a ring more than I want to be good for my city. I know that's a horrible thing to say, but I'd
Right.
rather him
Right.
have gotten that ring than, just be good for his city. I mean, look at Tom Brady. So, Billy, there you are. Oh, yeah. How you doing, dog? I can remove your stupid picture now. Awesome. So,
You
what are
made
you
it.
up to? Yeah,
I had to
what are you
put
up to?
clothes on. I was naked the whole time.
We don't need to know that. You could just say you were tied up and now you're available. You didn't need to tell us why or what for. We
Right.
figure you live in a weird, unwashed, unclothed situation. We
Well,
don't need
I'm wearing the
confirmation.
top. I'm just not wearing the bottom right now.
Yes. So, guys, I have something on Twitter I want to show you. This has to do with making movies, AI, that kind of thing. These dudes are awesome. I got into them just because they make these cool movies. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? I'm pulling it up now. Okay, so these are the Rogue Boys. And check this out, man. They you can check out their YouTube channel. I pulled up this little Twitter cut. Let me bring this up. I want you guys to check this out. Look at Sherman. He's such a weirdo.
Yeah.
Oh,
Looking for you, Sherman.
they definitely are looking for him.
They're
And
looking
I
for you,
don't blame them. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Let me bring this up. Share screen. Twitter. All right, so these are the Rogue Boys, right? They're a new filmmaking crew, and their stuff is awesome. So check this out. Go back, pause, Meryl. All right. Boom, boom. It's action comedy, and I love it. Watch this. I love it.
What the fuck?
Bop, bop, yeah, bop, yeah, bop. I love it, dude. Ah, no. Boom, boom. Whoa.
Oh,
Anyway, that's just the quick 30-second clip, man. But if you check out the Rogue Boys, dude, they are doing some amazing stuff. So, yeah, man, let me get that to retweet real fast. But yeah, I love those dudes. I love the movie making that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was so cool. So, yeah, man. Just wanted to pull that up because it's amazing the shit you can do nowadays. It is legitimate.
Right.
So,
Yeah, it's some good stuff coming out.
I wonder what the story is. It looks like he just beat up a bunch of parking attendants.
Yeah,
no,
that looks like that too.
Well, that's a comedy. He's just like, get out of here, but because they do comedy with their action. I mean, it's a hard. Here's the thing, man. I respect anybody who's doing a thing where they're trying to mix genres. You know what I mean? Comedy is hard. Action is hard. Putting comedy and action together is extremely hard. What are you doing? Are you on drugs? Sexual chocolate, what's wrong with your boy?
You said I could get crazy on this show.
He is almost ready for them to pick him up.
I know, right? So we got to ask him. All right, so now you're here with some older, wiser folk, and we got to ask you, Billy, what do you want to do, man? Do you want to be a salesman?
No, dude. I do that just so I don't go homeless.
Okay, great. Fair.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you. Okay.
We need beer money, you know.
Right. So what do you want to do?
I'd like to be a full-time stand-up comedian, and I'd like 2 situationships back to back, one for the summer and one for the winter. Leave me alone in the springtime.
To me, Doug, if we're just talking day jobs, you want to get you a nurse and a teacher.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to get you the nurse when you're you want to get you the teacher for when you're feeling good, and you want to get you the nurse for when
You could teach me some things because I don't know how to do algebra, so that would be good. You know, help me out with some math problems. And the nurse is good too because like I'm getting older now and my balls sag, so I need her to like massage my balls a little bit.
Oh no. I was gonna tell you I was both, but I don't want to massage your ball sack.
No. Yeah, no. They don't do that. Here's the thing about nurses, dude. They like have access to great drugs.
Yeah.
And at your age and where you're at in life, drugs are important, man. Do them all.
I like that about nurse girls, man. The access to drugs. Mm-hmm.
Here's what I'm saying, though, dude. Can I ask you, have you figured out the minimum amount of money you need to live on monthly?
Yeah, I mean, realistically, it's probably not that much because I'm a little bit of a Jew. I don't spend that much money. You know, I'm like 20% Jewish, so that's 20% of savings.
You do have the blood and the upbringing. Here's the shout out to Mr. Sherman Senior. But here's the thing about it, man. We talk, and you're like, man, I'm looking for jobs, and this job is only paying me $45,000 a year, and I'm trying to do better. And I'm like, man, don't. I did that for like a decade, and it screwed me all up, man. You got momentum with your comedy. If you can live on $28,000 a year, find $28,000 a year. And something that's great about the $28,000 a year, Chox is pausing. We'll take his camera off until he's back.
Is the bathroom? Is he doing a bathroom break?
No, I think that's the garage.
Is he making some different? He's making some other kind of chocolate.
Actually, he's going in for surgery tomorrow. So,
shit! Now I feel like an asshole. Okay.
Yeah, so he ain't making any kind of chocolate. He can't eat or drink. You know what I mean? I'm so happy he's here. It's like he's so busy and got like a real life and real stuff going on that he has to be like stuck waiting for surgery to do the show. But I'm happy about it. You know what I'm saying? Let's take it. So, Chox, I'm telling this young man, because he's still young, you don't have any kids, do you, Billy?
Well, there might be some in some other parts of the country.
None that you claim. I got it. You know what I'm saying? So,
you know, these Latinos, man, you hug them for 2 seconds and then, you're wrapped up.
They pregnant.
Yeah.
They pregnant. You know?
Can't hug them. You can't kiss them.
No.
But you don't have to take my word for it.
You know what I'm saying? You look at a young man. Here's the thing about Latino women. Love them, but they turn the corner quick.
Oof.
You know what I'm saying?
So true.
Like they turn a corner. You got to get them before 40. Because once a Latino woman turns 40, you know, they're all.
Hey, my son is with a Latino woman now.
Yeah, but he's gonna keep her looking good. He's got money.
She's a pretty one, boy. She's a pretty one.
Yeah, but I would agree with Mike.
But what does her grandma look like? You know what I'm kidding.
After 40, they turn into an abuela.
Hey. I'm just telling you.
I'm with you. So, Chox.
Yeah.
This young man, Billy Sherman, we got to give him some advice. Your closet door is opening behind you, or you're opening it. I don't know. Anyway.
Somebody in there with you, man?
I was going to say, man, whoever you have
somebody
in your
coming out the closet.
Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody.
Or Kelly.
I got 10 pounds of dairy on the back seat.
So, are you coming out the closet on the show? Is that why you decided to do the show?
I could get in the closet. I am deeply closeted. I have the closet. I like my closet. You know,
my God! Somebody coming out of there right now, man.
Yeah,
Should I do a sneak peek?
Quite honestly, I'm just amazed you hang your clothes. You know what? I'm impressed that you actually have clothes on hangers in your life and your home. I don't know where he went. Man, Billy, sit down. We're trying to give you advice. Sit your. There you go. That's
Oh my God.
very Austin, Texas. Very Austin.
Hey, you a Longhorn, aren't you? Hey, you got to be hooking them down in Austin, Texas.
He's slam dunking it. You know what I'm saying? He got that cauliflower ear from his jujitsu training.
You got to be hooking them, man.
Man,
I know you're a Longhorn.
So, Chalks, let me ask you this. This man was on one of the biggest podcasts literally in the world for comedians. He is literally in the new LA, the hottest place. He's in the same town as literally the biggest freaking comics and podcasters on the planet are all in Austin. He moved to Austin for his career. I knew him in Hawaii. His dad, I used to book his dad. And when he was like 16, 17, he came around. Before he was legally allowed to drink or be in the bars, I was putting him in the bars to do stand-up. Literally, true story.
I had to get X's on my hands just to do comedy.
Yep. Had to,
Oh,
get him in the back door. Yeah. So and that was Hawaii. And I hadn't seen him in a little while. You know, we keep up on Facebook here and there. And then I was like, are you in Austin? Like, I saw the Kill Tony thing, but then I was like, oh, he's just, yeah, I mean, whatever. Anyway, he was
Hook
like,
'em, baby.
I saw the Kill Tony
You know
thing,
what it is in Austin?
Yeah. And then he was like,
He knows what it is.
I know. I was like, man, you're too close now. Hawaii is one thing. Far northwest part of the country, one thing. Austin, you're literally down the street. I got to come see you. We got to put it together.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to do
wanna
now
go
is,
to Austin, not being a Sooner.
man, I used to do all kinds of stuff in Austin.
Listen to me. You don't want to go to Austin being a Sooner?
They actually love it right now. It's when we're winning, you don't want to go to Austin as a Sooner.
Well,
right now, they're like, hell yeah.
I'll say this, people told me, oh, you don't want to come to Austin. The comedy scene is very woke and everything. But, man, it is the furthest thing from the wokest scene I've ever been.
Not compared to LA or New York. Yeah, not compared to LA.
That's what I'm saying. New York, I like New York a lot because they can say some crazy shit on stage.
Oh, yeah.
But dude, like, New York is like, ooh, you shouldn't talk about that thing. But in Austin, they're like, bam, 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 bam. They say some cool stuff, man.
You might as well be in the Bible Belt.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's like, I say whatever I want on stage.
Here's my rule, man. If you want to get out there, it's America. So here's the deal. I support whatever cause you're causing. You know what I'm saying? Well, not every cause, but I support your right to support every cause that you believe deserves support. I support your right to support that cause. However, understand, in a country where free speech, it is also my right to talk whatever shit I want about you. Okay?
True. That is true.
If you can't handle that, that's on you, right? Because you live in a country free enough to pursue whatever cause you think is important to pursue. Because in many places, you don't get to. You know what I mean? So, like the whole Gaza thing, try being trans in Gaza, see how that works for you. You know what I'm saying? What with them throwing yeah, man. But yeah. So, you know what I mean? Try doing your big moves over there. And when they kill you, remember over here, you were mad at me for making fun of you.
No, when they kill you, he ain't gonna remember shit if they kill him.
I know. But, well, we're not grammatically accurate here. Come on, man.
I feel like either it's a double-sided street. If I went to Gaza, I'm either going to be really good or really hated. There's no option. Either they're going to be like, "Oh, my friend, you're just like me," or they're going to be like, "Kill him."
If I ever did a show in Gaza, I'd open with, "Does anybody know where I can get a bacon cheeseburger around here?" You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to go with that risk.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, man, I love Austin because you can't. Here's the thing. Funny is funny. I miss that. What was I watching? So D-Ray, comedian D-Ray, very funny dude. He used to have a few years back, and I was just watching a rerun of it. Because as a comedian, to get source material, watching reruns of shows 10, 15 years ago is a great source, by the way. But D-Ray used to have a game show, and it was called Mind of a Man. And it was cool, man, because it was like black people, brown people, white people, all talking shit on each other, hanging out, all friends. It's just not like that anymore. And I don't know where we lost that. The problem is when you come up in that era, I mean, Billy, Hawaii, Shocks, Oklahoma, both very integrated places. In fact, my homeboys in Atlanta and New York, it's very way more segregated there. You know what I mean? I'm like,
and that's where you got to get back into the politics. The politics did all that.
yeah, I agree. I agree. But, trying to steer off that, be more culture and be like, and
Yeah,
I think we're doing a little better because I think people are sick of that. Because that whole idea that the mass media pushes out that black people are over here and white people are over here and certain brown people are over here and Asians are over here and other brown people are over here. And you're all separate and you never live a life and you don't understand these people and they don't understand you. It's like, but wait, I just went to lunch and I was the only white dude. You know what I mean? Like, I've had 6 phone conversations today and I haven't talked to a white person. And I didn't even think about it until you told me I need to deal with more people of color. I'm like, I've had 6 conversations today, 2 with business partners, and none of them are white. And I don't do that on purpose. It's just who I fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Sexy Pizza ain't white. He's Portuguese and what else? Italian, Portuguese, and Jewish. Yeah,
I've got a lot going on, dude. I've got like 7 different things.
But mainly, I know I'm South African too. But
I guess Puerto Rican, Portuguese,
Portuguese, because that was what your pops. What was he? I'm Portuguese and Italian. I'll make you an offer you can't understand.
I think he had one. I forgot what it was. It was a Jewish. He had a Jewish Native American girlfriend. That was the weirdest.
Well, they spread their seed everywhere, don't they?
But,
so,
dude,
but
like,
anyway.
touching on what you were saying, I actually really like playing in different rooms. Like when I get to play in a black room and I try to do my same jokes that I do everywhere else, and they go, "Oh, that's fucked up," or "Oh, you're so stupid." I love those inputs because then I'm like, okay, this room at this time with these folks. That joke might not work with them, or it fucking kills. And then I go to another room, and they're like, "I don't fucking like that joke." And it's so interesting for me to go throughout all those places, man. I've been lucky enough. I'll tell you what, Mexicans hate me. I've tried so hard to please Mexicans, and they fucking hate my ass. So
no, Billy. Everybody hate you. Mexicans just aren't afraid to tell you.
That might be it. Mexicans really hate me though. Like they we don't like Billy Sherman. Black people tolerate me, and white people they have no choice. So it's kind of like that's kind of where we're at.
I'm surprised. Man, I figured because you are Latino in nature, Portuguese, that you would be able to run some Latino stuff.
Some, yeah. I mean, I don't speak any Spanish, man. You gotta have like some caliente, like little something in there. You gotta have something for that.
Right.
I don't have it. I talk like I have
the punchline gotta be in Spanish or something.
Yeah, I gotta say something that I gotta resonate more, but I haven't had the pleasure of performing in front of too many Hispanic rooms. I'd like to. I've done rooms in Thailand, dude. The rooms in Thailand with all the lady boys and the fucking guys that speak Thai, man. That's fun, dude. They didn't understand shit that I was saying. I fucking loved it. I love that shit.
That's some physical comedy.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's where you're showing your belly, mooning the crowd. You know what I mean? Yeah, I get it. You're like,
got a couple.
Exactly.
You got a couple.
That's
you gotta handle it.
I mean, that's a privilege just to even go over there and do your craft.
Absolutely.
I guess. Well, I went there in 2018, so I was like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna be scared as shit." I'd never been to another country in my whole life, and I was like, "I really want to do 2 things. I want to do stand up, and I want to fuck whores." And I got to do both of those in that place.
Oh my god!
I hope 10,000 people saw me say that.
So this is what I want to know. Is it true that like in Thailand there are certain districts, certain blocks you walk down and the women like damn near attack you?
Oh yeah. Oh, you wouldn't make it out alive. They'd make you. You'd be a husk of a man. You would be a molted husk. They would tear you apart from limb to limb. I know you're married, right, Mike?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that ring is gone. That ring's gonna get sold off.
No.
They will take everything from you, Mike.
No, I know people that go to Thailand a lot, and they tell me all kinds of crazy stories. And you know how it is, man. Some shit is true, some shit is exaggerated. You know what I mean? And I'm just trying to figure it out. But basically, the 2 things I know for sure: lots of lady boys. It's a thing.
You got to do the check. You got to do the cup check. You know.
That I will never know because I won't ever be trying to worry about that ever in my life. However,
martial arts move, you got to do the cup and check, and then You know, if it's the same
Just that, and
size as
then
yours,
prostitution is huge out there too.
oh,
Like,
it's the way of life.
just, lots of lady boys and lots of females also, and it's a really big deal to the point of like, you're walking down the street and women are like grabbing at you, like they're grabbing your arm. You're like, come here, come this way, and that kind of thing. Like they're very aggressive in trying to get you to buy.
Every man needs that
sex
once. It's a
from
good confidence boost, man. It's a power changer. You know, because here in America, man, these girls, man, they won't even text you back. You know what I mean?
No, they won't text you back. Okay.
All right. I'm sure I'm not the only one, damn it.
No,
I'm not getting no
don't
text
put it
back,
on
I'll
all of
get
us.
a hand grab.
Chalks, you get text back all the time, huh?
I do.
You do. He's a ladies' man. You know what I'm saying? Right before the show, he was talking about some girl was just in his house talking about, I folded your towels and did your dishes. And he's like, well, you still got to go out with me later. She's like, okay, I'll just sit here and wait. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she gone. She'll be back.
He got them trained. See, that's
She had to go
that's
get dinner. It's like, you're not going to dinner with her? No, I ain't buying her dinner. She's going to go eat and come back. You know what I'm saying? She did my laundry. Now she's going to go eat and she'll be back. When it's
that's big dick problems. He's probably got like a 12-inch dick or something. Like
they don't call him dick. I don't look, man. I've never stop it. Okay.
When you got average or below average, you got to use your personality. You know what I mean? So that's that's what it makes up for it.
Right. I like how he's just hard paused. His internet paused on him. That's a great pause screen. So my thought, and when he comes back, I want to get his thought on this. Here's my friendly friendship career advice to you. Okay. That is, find you a job that makes you the least amount of money, where you are miserable and you are not making enough. You're making enough to get by, but you're not making enough. Shout out Shocks. You know what I'm saying? Let me give you It was awesome. He was able to drop in. I hope he's able to drop back in. If he's not, just thank you, DJ Sexual Chocolate. Good luck on your surgery tomorrow. I'll give you a holler after the show. My advice to you, though, man, struggle and suffer. You're like, I want to have a great job where I make all the money and I'm completely comfortable and I go to any restaurant I want. I can spend whatever money I want wherever I want. And I also want to be able to do all the gigs I want to do and all the podcasts and all the live streaming. And I'm like, dude, make the choice, because I made that mistake and it put me way behind. Way behind. One thing I absolutely 100% regret is trying to use my education and skills in the corporate world. And first of all, I didn't fit in. You're never going to actually fit in with those folks. Yeah. You're going to do it. Here's what's going to happen. And I bet this has happened before, and correct me if I'm wrong. You get hired. You go in, whatever it is, some kind of sales job, some kind of work job, good money, promising, everybody's nice. You got your cubicle, you got your desk. It looks and smells like they all look and smell, right? You walk in there, you know what I mean? And everyone's like, hello, Billy. You know what I mean? Sign this. Here's HR. Pop, pop, pop. You get in there. You start doing your job. You're feeling it out. And you end up going, oh, this isn't so hard. I'm a relatively smart dude. You know what I'm saying? This isn't so hard. We can do this. This isn't rocket science. And you get in there and you start doing the job. And you do a pretty good job. People like you. People enjoy you. You've proven you do a good job at your job, right? But then something else happens. You realize all of these dummies. DJ Sexual Chocolate is back in the house, y'all.
Hey, man, I'm sorry. My phone went dead on me.
Oh, no worries, man. Live streaming eats battery. You know what I mean?
It did. It tore my shit up. I was almost at a half.
Fair. So anyway, Billy, so you do the job and then you start realizing you don't fit in. And then the powers that be, or the cool kids at that office place, start not liking you. You see little whispers here and there where they're hanging out and talking and they just don't seem to include you in that stuff. And you don't feel like you fit in. And you start to hate that job, but you need the money. So you're less funny. You're burned out emotionally, mentally, physically. You're spending 50 hours a week. And that's not including, people don't understand. I didn't understand this until I really started working at home. Dear Lord, half of the work is getting to and from work. You know what I'm saying? You got a job that's a 30-minute commute to and from work with basic traffic. That's 5 hours a week out of your life just driving to and from work. Now it takes 30 minutes that you get ready, get dressed, and do all that. That's an hour. And then get home and then, change and all that. So say you're working an 8-hour day, but you're there for 9 because of your lunch, right? Then you add another hour on the front and an hour on the back, right? So that's 11 hours. That's almost half of every day. How are you going to really do that and make all the money you need to make and be successful and loved and accepted in that corporate world where they expect you to give them everything and want to move up the ladder and let them know, well, this is B team for me. You know what I'm saying? This is my side hoe. You know what I mean? My main hoe is comedy.
Right.
Has that happened to you before?
It's definitely happened. It's honestly happened a lot. It's happened more recently than anything else. But
and the older you get, the worse it gets. Trust me.
And I feel that too. I still, you still need money for your bills and your rent and stuff. But I will agree. I think the heart of a stand-up comedian is the suffering. Like I noticed when my life was going through so much shit, I was so much funnier. And then when I got like a girlfriend or I got a decent job or I'm driving an okay car and I'm getting blowjobs regularly, I'm not as funny. You're not as funny. Your life's got to suck to be funny. Like that is a core thing about being funny. Your life's got to suck. The more your life sucks, the funnier you are.
Yeah, because people can relate.
They can relate to that.
Yeah, no, it's like I was like, dude, I play so many more black rooms than white rooms, and I work with so many more black comics than white comics. It's one of those things where, I mean, you get to like used to doing a certain kind of set, and then you get in front of a bunch of white people. You're like, here's why white people are tripping, and they're like, whoa, what? No, and you're like, oops, I shouldn't have. I'm saying, like, so I do understand the rooms and learning the skill and craft, and I also understand you got to suffer for your craft. Yeah. But I also would say, man, what you're doing now is delaying suffering. You want to feel good and have everything you need and have all of your life great, like everybody works so freaking hard to maintain, and you also want to be a famous comic. And unfortunately, brother, very few people, if any, get both.
Yeah,
you got to decide, okay, I need 28 freaking grand to live, to have $800, $200 a week left over for food. You know what I mean? And extras after my bills. That's where I need to be. Now, how can I get that and have the most amount of time available to do my comedy? And then in the daytime, what am I doing? Every day, I'm making clips. I'm out. I'm videotaping myself, just like your car videos, but you're living it. You know what I mean? So that's how you're going to make it. You know why? Because you got 1,000 other motherfuckers literally in your city doing it.
True.
Doing what you're doing, but giving it more time and effort. So who's going to win?
That's
the guy looking hard for the day job that pays him the amount of money that he likes, and then comedy when it's convenient, or the guy who's going to cut a motherfucker so he can be a comedian?
But what about the possibility of doing the day job and then working the nights, or is that just not a thing?
How's that working out for you?
I mean, right now I'm unemployed right now. I got an offer letter from a sales job.
Wait. So wait. So wait, right now you're what?
I'm unemployed right now.
Okay, so how's having that great job and then doing comedy at night working out for you?
Well, yeah, I mean, before I'd say that specific job I had was stressing me the fuck out, man. That job was terrible.
That's every job, dog. That's every job that's going to pay you more than 50 grand a year is going to expect a shit ton. Damn, his fucking bedroom is so badass. Man, this motherfucker is the night rider. He's the black night rider. You know
got 3 monitors. I can see why he's got girls.
Look at that. Man, you need to clean.
Oh, he got a big ass screen.
And then that's a monitor. Dude, he's got computers. I have a whole studio and setup, right?
He's got money.
I don't have no money.
He does have money, but
why does he need that many monitors? You ain't
even seen his car, dude.
He got Roth IRA. He got savings account,
bro, and he drives a giant Escalade. He drives like the big Escalade. There's like the Escalade, and they were like, you know what? The problem with that Escalade is it ain't big enough.
He probably got monitors in that Escalade. He got hater vision in the back seats of his Escalade. That's how many monitors this guy's got.
And he's like, oh man, I just bought a whole new big box speaker thing. I can barely fit it in my car.
We work together, man. Shut the fuck up.
Fair. I will say this though. In his defense, not that he needs any defense, but everything my man has, he has earned. This is also the kind of man, speaking of that, bro, speaking of what we're talking about, this is the kind of man that literally would work. We used to manage a club together. He would work till 2, 3 in the morning and be at his day job at 7 a.m. I feel bad for all those people, but he's done that. And he's still, he was at my wedding, had to leave early because of work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This dude busted his knee waiting for surgery, can't walk. Now, Sherman, me, and you, I've never had a job in my life, except for like this, that I own my own little business, but I've never worked for somebody else where if my leg was so busted up I needed surgery in a couple days, was I going to show up to work?
I went to work every day this week.
He shows up to work and he can't walk, so they put him in a wheelchair and he stays working.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Man, give it up for this. That's the level of dedication you
But
have.
it's not about me. It's about the people. It's not about me. It's never been about me. It's always been about everybody else.
And when you say the people, for people who don't know, you're in a management position, right? At your job, you kind of run things.
Yeah.
And are you focused on the staff or the people your staff is helping without getting into too much?
I'm focusing on the grandmas and the grandpas.
Yeah, the people.
You know what I mean? The people that deserve that type of treatment, man. They built this country before we was even here.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Like, and when we worked together, it was the focus on building our brand. So, with building our brand, I had to make sacrifices for that.
Absolutely.
So sleep deprivation was a part of that.
And yeah, man, it's funny, but I will say the older you get, Sherman, listen to this. The older you get, the less energy you have. For real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Billy Sherman, if I told you right now, let's give him an example. Billy Sherman, if I told you right now, there's this banging 24-year-old chick at the club or at the bar, right? She's seen you do comedy. She thinks you're cute. She is awesome. But this bitch needs to spend hours every week getting her hair done, her nails done at the gym.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Facial mask. She got 2 annoying fucking schnauzer dogs, but she got a great house and she got a great car and she's fine as hell. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, this bitch is going to be some work, Sherman. This bitch is going to be some work. Or there's a 44-year-old lady at the bar, divorced, got 2 grown kids.
That's me and Mike right there. That's our speed.
And you don't have to you ain't going to fuck up and say the wrong thing because she's lived with stupid men. She's used to stupid men. She got 20 years, right? And she's the kind of chick that's like, don't say nothing too fucking stupid and buy me 2 drinks and it's on. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? I ain't calling you tomorrow, so you don't got to worry about breaking my motherfucking heart.
Right.
Well, I would try to fuck them both and see if I.
Of course you would. You're stupid. You're young. You know what I'm saying? That would have been my answer 20 years ago too.
That's that youth in you right there, buddy. That's that youth in you. That's my nephew.
I try to fuck both of them. Shit.
Chris,
I know.
Chris? Is Chris still out there?
All I need is 10 minutes.
Yeah, Chris, that's Chris.
Chris still ain't settled down yet. Woo.
No.
And he's a player too, man. He's that dude. You know what I mean?
He's that dude.
So he was when he was DJing with us, we called him DJ Ladies Man just because that was him. Like the ladies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and he got that wide receiver look. You know what I mean? Tall.
Yeah.
He looks like a wide receiver, and you're just like,
I mean, when you got it, man.
I know.
You got girls like that, man.
Anyway, what I'm saying, Sherman, is that you're first. If you have a choice and you don't get both of them,
yeah,
you're gonna go for the 24-year-old.
Probably.
You want something looking banging on your arm, you can Instagram up. You know what I mean? You're doing it for the gram as much as you're doing it for your dick, okay? Whereas, you know what I'm saying?
This is taking a turn, but okay.
It is taking a whole turn. Hold on.
I don't know what part's motivational. What part is the sexual part? I don't know.
It's all motivational, including the sexual parts. Okay, I like Chucks is like, I'm off screen. I can't be a party to this. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm trying to help you, but my point is, let me get back to it. See, that's the problem.
I think. Well, here's the thing. I see, and I will admit, I see comedians, not so much comics, but I see comedians that some of them have, because comedy, as you know, it's like a loaf of bread with many different flavors of bread in between.
Yeah.
And I've seen comedians that were doctors and lawyers and like these high profile, big brain jobs. And some of them are funny. Like some of them are really funny doctors and lawyers and smart people. and they still managed to do like there's a dude I know in Las Vegas, and he does headlining sets every fucking month. That guy's an engineer, like electrical engineer. Like this guy's big brain. You know, he's doing numbers I can't do. But man, that guy's super funny.
But
Is he like?
Okay, I'm not saying he's not talented.
Right.
In fact, if you asked me, I would tell you it's probably more funny comedians that you don't know than you do know.
True.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely true.
So it's not about the talent, it's about what you want to do. He's in Austin, right? Does he travel much?
He travels a lot. He's really a road comic nowadays, but
so he's not a full-time engineer then. He doesn't have an office he has to be at 10 hours a day, clocking in, answering to a boss.
I think he's remote. He's got to be remote, dude. He's making money.
So he works for him, so he's a contractor, probably.
Yeah, he's got a good deal.
Like I do. You got a podcast, you got a little money, you want to promote your podcast, you call me, we negotiate something. Right. I'm going to put flyers, graphics, you know what I mean? I'm going to dial in all your technicals so you can hit one thing and stream to multiple pops. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's the thing there. You know what I mean? So might get the jackpot, but not everybody can, Amy says. And that is true. I did hit the jackpot. So absolutely. So yeah, that sucks. Yeah, I'm getting, sorry, I wasn't checking my chat. I apologize. We got some people in the chat saying we're inappropriate, but it's hilarious. That kind of stuff, you know, doing what we do here.
Nice.
Hell yeah. So
sexual chocolate. I don't know who he's
yeah, man. He man, I ain't mad at him. You know what I'm saying? He's got stuff going. Dude, if you're going to get surgery in the morning, I don't blame you for being in and out. But we're coming up on the 45, dog. When's your next gig? Also, I'm going to be working some stuff in Dallas soon. So
okay,
stay tuned.
You going to be here next month or?
I was, but then I'm going to be in Vegas next month, Idaho, and Montana. So the fact I'm doing kind of a week-long road trip next month, and he's back, ladies and gentlemen. We're just wrapping up.
I don't know what the fuck is going on with this shit, man.
Man, you know, I'll swing by soon. We gonna.
I had to switch to the laptop. That's all.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Chuck,
I'm gonna get on my computer the next time when I do this shit. I ain't gonna do this shit on my phone no more.
Man, we gonna set it up. I'll come by. Give me a couple hours. It'll be so easy. You literally just have to turn it on and basically click one or two things and you'll be in.
Yeah, you know I'm kind of getting pissed off about it.
It's all welcome.
You know I don't play this type of shit.
Well, Chuck, we gonna let you go, man. Yeah, man. Plus you're
I don't play all this shit, man. I just don't do it. I just don't do it. Yeah, I'm not. I got surgery in the morning too, so it's fucking me up.
Tell me, tell us where we can find you. Should we check you out on Instagram? Tell the people where they can find you, dog.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Oh, I ain't on no Instagram. You know, you can check me out right here.
Okay.
On your podcast. Our podcast.
Yes. On DJ Sexual Chocolate podcast. And yeah, man. Yeah, he said not on Instagram, and you probably don't want people on your face. You know what? We'll figure that out. Don't worry. If you want to get a hold of Chucks and see what he's doing, just DM me. Because
that's what you do. He my manager right there. That's my manager. Hey, cowboy, don't get put in jail tonight. I'm just telling you. It's not good for you.
Don't get no 40-year-old ladies pregnant. Chucks, thank you so much for coming through, everybody.
Hey, man. Hey, it was a pleasure, man. I'll talk to y'all, man, soon, okay? I want to see you again, bro.
Yes, we'll see you soon. All right, thank you,
Chuck. All right.
We love the DJ Sexual Chocolate up in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? DJ Sexual Chocolate. DJ Sexual Chocolate. Yeah. You know what I'm saying. So, yeah, we doing it live. All right, brother. We're about to round it out here. We're just about a couple minutes over, but that's okay. When's your next gig, bro?
We got I'm gonna be at a place called Mr. Nice Guys, The Green Room, and that's gonna be the ending of the month on the 30th. So I'll be
nice.
There. It's an opening set. I just did a headlining set last week at Shakespeare's. That was crazy.
How was it? How'd it go?
Dude, I had a packed audience, but Shakespeare's is a hard room. It is a tough room, and I think mostly because you could say a lot of things. Roofs are really high up there. It's hard to like hear noise. You don't really hear all the laughter because you're kind of spread out back here. Stage isn't set up, but also the audience is just not prepped. I just feel like they're just not truly prepped at Shakes for comedy. But yeah, dude, I won't even lie. I had like 20 people walk, and then I was like, you know what? I know that these 20 people are gonna walk. I'm going to try to bomb as gracefully as I can and just entertain every segment of what's going on. And I was just like going right into crowd work and just like, I'm going to just take this moment. I'm not going to piss about it. I'm not going to be sad about it. 20 people are walking. I'm going to make fun of the fact that they're walking.
You walked 20 people?
Yeah, it was like, so it was probably within 24 minutes of my set. They stayed for a long time, but within the last 6 minutes, they decided to leave. And I was like, all right, we're going to make this part of my set now. And for the next 6 minutes, I just started talking about that. And everybody in the back loved it, laughing, staying. They liked the fact that I was bullshitting it. But everyone's like, hey, I'm sorry, whatever. And then the next couple comics went on and they did their thing. And Alexa, she did really well. She fucking handled that room pretty well. But, people at Shakes leave. It's just it's not really set up for comedy, man. It's not, I feel like if you put me in Vulcan Gas Company, if you put me in the Velveeta room, these are like actual solid rooms, and I feel much better. Like, for example, I'm doing this green room show, and I already know that's going to be a good turnout. Every time I've been in that room, it's been packed. It's at least 100 people at most, and I'm fucking ready for it. But it's not a common occurrence for me, but it's also the same time too. I've done comedy for almost 11 years now. At this point, dude, I've walked people, I've pissed people off, I've had beer bottles thrown at me, I've had racial slurs thrown my way. I've also had people say, wow, you were the funniest of the night. And that kept me going. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. I mean, it is what it is. I wasn't doing comedy for the last month or so because of my car troubles.
Yeah.
Now I got a car. We're back in. We're locked in. So I got to go full on.
What'd you get?
I got a 2005 Toyota Corolla, and it's not a sexy car, but you don't need a sexy car. You just need a car,
right?
Actually,
believe it or not, man, if it's a Toyota Corolla and it rolls, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? For a comedian, that's one of the best things you could hope for is a solid, cheap car.
Yep. Because
you're going to be running. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be spending a lot of money in gas on the road. So what you want is a car that is easy, to run and not that expensive. So that's my opinion on that. So
I still want to check out Georgetown because I know you told me about hitting up Georgetown. And dude, it's right here. It's right here.
Yes. Dude, to the point of I'm about to start calling Georgetown. You know what I'm saying? And just be like, I'm going to start looking up possible venues. And the key is you look up venues that have had comedy there. You know what I mean? And you got to be careful. Well, it's different in Austin. See, this is such a small, crappy market here that people are like, you're trying to steal my venues. And it's like, that's, can you imagine if there was a venue that said they had comedy and you called them and asked them about it, and then the other comedian said you were trying to steal their venue? Can you imagine? That's what we deal with here. That's literally what we deal with here.
You like to cold call and then establish, or do you like to go to the business? Let me talk to the owner. Let me do a little wham bam and sell something. What's your process?
Oh yeah, no, man. I book shows all over the country, bro. I mean, I do bigger shows with bigger names in New York, and I don't leave here till the weekend of. But we're promoting the thing for months ahead of time. Dude, it's the internet age. It's a different game. You know what I mean? What you want to do first, and this is something for anyone, but I mean, you of all people know I have a resume for booking shows and creating comedy where there was none, and providing a place for comics. So the first thing to do is look around. So, it's like, okay, I'm not going to compete in downtown Austin. Downtown Austin, I don't bring, I don't bring hot dogs to the hot dog cart. They have plenty. You know what I mean? The hookers don't need me to bring any more dicks to the whorehouse. They have plenty. And they're not going to call and be like, hey, ladies, I've got some. It's like, okay, we don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't bring cheeseburgers to McDonald's. Okay, so if they have plenty here, and this is what I'm selling, I need to find a place where they may want it, where they don't have a glut of it. They don't have thousands of people from all over the world coming here to do it.
Right.
So what, an hour north of you? in a town with a college. So you have a built-in place you can go to market to. You have a built-in place that has probably 100 different group Facebook pages and Instagram pages. It's the college up. It's this thing. It's that thing. It's this thing. And I'm like, hey, we're doing a comedy show right near campus. We're doing a comedy show 2 miles from where you guys are. You know what I mean? Come out, support. Boom. You know what I mean? And now you're doing a comedy show. Now you're getting paid. And you're not fighting for, you know what I mean? For time in a town where everybody's fighting for time.
True. Yeah, true.
So, yeah, man. And it feels like a road gig, but it's not. You're in your own bed that night. You get to play out of town. And, out of town gigs always give you a little more money. But the way to do that is to look around, man. See if there's places out there. Look around. Facebook is the key because it's still, to me, the most local. I know it's boomerish and outdated, but for businesses, Instagram is close, but Instagram and Facebook, same company, right? So, but, you look there and look for businesses that you think comedy might be good at. You look for businesses that have bands that maybe don't have comedy. And like, have you guys thought about having comedy on a Thursday night? You know what I mean? It's cheaper. I'm saying that kind of thing. Or, you see a thing that says Thursday night, is drinks, or Thursday night drink specials, Friday night live band, Saturday night live band. Like, okay, well, can we come in on Thursday then? You still have live entertainment? That kind of thing. Right. So you talk to them, you get to know them. Better to get a no over the phone or an email than to go all the way in there and get a no to their. They're like, yeah, because a lot of times in person, they're going to say what they need to say to get you out of their face. Plus, they're busy. They're working. Right. You know what I mean? You ever worked in the restaurant business? You don't have a lot of downtime. And when you do have downtime, it's a blessing. You want to sit and recoup because dinner rush is coming. You know what I'm saying? So you want to call them at the typically slowest times for a restaurant between 2 and 3:30, 4 p.m. on a weekday. Because most of the time on a weekday, especially earlier Monday, Tuesdays are your best days, Wednesdays. Most of the time you'll get a manager who handles that stuff that's in. A lot of times those people aren't in the afternoons, Friday, Saturday, because they know they're coming in at 6 p.m., but they're working till 2 a.m. Mm-hmm. And that's their shift. So you want to hit them with you want to hit them in the afternoon. You want to let them know you're interested. You'd love to do a thing with them. You put that together, that kind of stuff. So,
right. Sell it. Yeah.
And you go, hey, look, man, we do comedy out here in Austin. I've got a group. We've done great stuff. We play these clubs and these clubs and these clubs. And, we would love to come out and do some comedy there. And what you almost want to find is a place that is fighting hard to promote and market, because that means that they are trying to get new people in and they're willing to try new things like stand-up. So,
right.
Yeah. And then let them know, hey, look, we're going to be pumping the heck out of this. You know what I mean? We're going to do a flyer. We're going to put it on all our socials. We're going to do some live streams to talk about it. You know what I mean? We're going to pump the heck out of this, and we're going to pump the heck out of your restaurant. We've got national podcasts where people listen all over the country that come to Austin and Georgetown, and we're going to be on there promoting it. We're going to do a ton of promotion for you. So it's like we're going to do the same thing that a lot of local people offer you in marketing and promotion, but they're going to charge you that money just to get you this many views on Instagram, Facebook, X, whatever the case.
Right.
We, on the other hand, are going to charge you the money to do a show and basically give you all this advertising, marketing, and promotion for free.
That's smart. That's a really smart way to position it. Incredibly smart.
Or you're paying for the marketing, promotion, and advertising, and we're giving you this show for free. And we're going to hit up the college. We're going to promote. We're going to market specifically. We have a plan. This is what we do. We're good at this. Instead of, hey, man, me and my friends tell jokes, and if you give us $500, we'll come tell jokes for your place. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, you know what I mean? The idea is I give you value. If you show the venue owners, and this is, you know what I mean? No one's probably caring or listening, and that's fine. But the point is, because I don't want everybody knowing this shit. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I would rather this be, not necessarily public knowledge. You know what I mean? But it's all about value, dog. To you, your stand-up is really valuable, and I get that. Mm-hmm. To the average guy who knows he needs 10 more people to come in and spend 20 to 50 more bucks a piece so he can break even on his night at his restaurant, he gives two fucks about your comedy. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
True. Very true.
But he wants to know, are you going to advertise his place? Are people from the college in Georgetown going to then return to his restaurant because they had a good experience there? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Are the people at least going to know that this place and be aware of this place in a way they maybe weren't before? Are they going to have a little extra motivation in a town of a bunch of restaurants and bars set up to cater to the students? Is this place going to stand out for something special that makes people appreciate it and return there because you marketed specifically to their little club or group?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I got the tips, dog.
You got a lot, dude. I'm taking notes here. I'm taking fucking notes on this.
It just blows me away when I talk to people about, we just got to get the gig. And they're like, oh, and it's like, I can't afford a gig. I'm like, why would you pay? And the whole thing, paying for comedy, paying for the venue. I get some places, if you're doing a certain event and you're bringing in a certain comic and you need a certain room, you pay for that room so you can you have the assistance. But there's a lot of places that would love some stand-up. You know what I mean? And even if it's, okay, me and 3 of my buddies, they're paying us $200 and feeding us. So that's $50 and then another 30, 40, maybe 50 with the meal and beers. So all in, I'm getting $100 for doing this. So it's not a lot of money, but I'm building a relationship with a venue that will pay me money to book comedy.
Yep.
That is not in Austin, but close enough where I can sleep in my own bed. So I get a road gig. I get to have other comics. I'm value to them. I'm like, hey guys, I got a show. I got a monthly show in, in Georgetown. It's a crazy college show. The kids love it. They're looking forward to it. You know what I mean? I got that show. And then the venue is like, we love what you do because you give us $1,000, $2,000 worth of free advertising every month that we would have to pay for, and you're going out and doing it on your own because you want people to come in and see you.
Right.
And those people buy food and drinks when they come in and see you. And then they have a good time, so they come back even if you're not here because of the work and advertising you did for me. And all I did was pay for a stupid comedy show.
And not much. Very low investment.
Yeah, you remember with Bar 7, we had a whole, I wish I could find it. It's somewhere here. We had a whole, we made a drink menu, the Comedy Teeny, the Gut Buster. You know what I mean? The Chuckle Lover. We called it the Chuckle Lover because, the Chuckle Lover. You know what I mean? We literally took, the Comedy Teeny. So it's a martini, but they add a splash of lime in it. You know what I mean? And we literally had a drink menu, remember? And it was $8 and under drinks at Bar 7 because all the drinks were $8, and I don't know where the money is there. You'd have to talk to the bar owner about that. But, or you make it the premium drinks. You know what I'm saying? And then there was a beer special, whatever. Or, so the Gut Buster, the Comedy Teeny, the Callback, the Chuckle Lover. You have 5 or 6 drinks. You make those special. People order those drinks. It's a memorable time. It shows that you care about the venue. The problem is none of these idiots care about the freaking venue. They haven't figured out if I don't support this venue, it won't be here for me to do comedy at. Or it won't be here for me. What if they like comedy, but they want somebody that comes in who understands that building a relationship with me and marketing to the community, there's a comedy show is far more valuable than just telling jokes. And they'll take a less funny, harder working comedian than they will a hilarious comedian who brings 0 people in and just pulls money out of their pocket.
True. Yeah.
You build a couple of relations. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just having that audience. I was just agreeing, like having that audience built, like that built in, that's dedicated. They're like every week they're coming in for this. Yes.
You build that, man. You build that. You know what I'm saying? You build that relationship with 3 or 4 venues where they love you because they know you bring them a great show and they know you're going to be on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, hitting these people up, finding the ways to market and going in. And these places now have a flyer with this venue and time and date and maybe even drink specials advertised on it. And you have 3 or 4 places and they're giving you $500 a week or $500 a show to put on the show because they know $10 a ticket, you're going to draw 50 people or you're going to draw 30 people that are also going to spend $3,000 in food and drinks that night that weren't going to be there before. You get 2 or 3 venues doing that for you, bro. You have something. You know what I mean? And then you can start booking comedians you don't even have to go.
Right.
You know what I mean? and you collect a little bit, a percentage, just like a booking agent. And then all of a sudden you're doing booking agent work. You know what I mean? And then fucking day job, there's you, the comedian that everybody wants to book, because booking you means they can get gigs, which, let's be honest, that's how this shit works. You know what I mean? Until you have an agency that has no desire to get anything but money out of you and a percentage of the money you make, you know what I mean? And that's all they want out of you. But as long as you're working with people who also want the same thing you want, you have to provide that value, right? Yeah. And you do that by, what's the best way you could do that? If you came up to any of the comics you want to work with right now and go, hey, man, I have 4 rooms and a headliner spot pays $200. You're in your own bed at night, but it's 40, 50 miles out of town. So you're not just working the same stuff over and over. Right. And you get to actually try your material out. But once again, you get to be in bed. It's a road gig and you get paid $200 to headline. How many comics do you know personally right now that would jump at that?
Yeah, I got 100, maybe thousands.
Exactly.
Pounding on my door.
So, you know what I'm saying, brother? Like, the reason I'm able to book these gigs is because I do a little more. You know what I mean? The reason I was able to build Comedy Hawaii, everything I just told you was part of the blueprint. There's way more that goes into it, but that's part of the blueprint. That's how I was able to do what I do and build what I built, was because I showed I understand this is a value exchange. I want value from you. What am I giving you in exchange? I've got to find out where you feel like the value exchange tips to your benefit, right? And at the point that you feel like booking me and my people for a comedy show for you is a value exchange that leaves you with more value than when you said yes to me, than when before you ever heard my name, your business is now more value, or this experience has left more value to your business than before, I get to keep coming back and coming back. It's at the point that you feel like I'm hurting you, costing you money, that you cancel me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah.
So the goal is more of becoming a producer than just a regular old one-off stand-up. Because I feel like if you're a one-off stand-up, you're a one-man army. You have to go out there and you have to kill what you hunt, and you have to make a name for yourself. You have to be impeccably funny, or you have to know the right people to kind of pull you in. But I feel like if you're producing and you're booking, oh yeah, that guy helps me book that. Hey, put him on this show, put him on that show, right?
You still have to know the right people, but I promise you one of the best ways to get to know the right people is by having a paid headlining gig for them to do that's just a few miles out of town that makes it feel like a road gig where they can work their material to a new room. You know what I mean? They get paid money and they get to sleep in their bed. That's how you meet the right people. Because I promise you, you get a good show like that or two, people are going to start saying, talk to Billy. He's got a great gig. He's got a great room. You know what I mean? Sam Tripoli. You know what I'm saying? Adam, MMA Roasted Adam. I can't think of his last name. That's my homie, too. Anyway, he just got off a literally worldwide, not United States world tour opening for Russell Simmons. You know what I mean? So, he's amazing. And guys like that, they all have rooms in LA. You know what I mean? They're national touring comedians, but they have rooms they book. Right. Consistently, because that's their workout stuff, and they know no matter where they go, they can always come back to this room, and they book amazing comics in those rooms because they're friends, right? Let me give you an example, dog. Let me give you an example. Do you know Sam Tripoli?
Sounds very familiar. Sam Tripoli.
I've worked with my man for a little while, so let me see here. That's a podcast show he's doing with his podcast crew. Let me see hold on. Does he not even put it on his Instagram? I know he puts it on his Twitter.
I mean, I could look him up. Sam Tripoli.
Comedy Chaos. That's the name of it. And I'm going to show you this, and then we're going to bounce out because you got me.
I got you on some shit.
You got me off topic, as they say. Okay, boom. Sam Tripoli, Trevor Wallace, Tony Rock, Jeff Dye, Felipe Esparza, Dane Cook, Dustin Ybarra. All of these people have had specials and toured the world. All of these people have made, except for maybe, Felipe's made $1 million because he won the Last Comic Standing.
Yeah.
Maybe Dustin Ybarra. I know Tony Rock has made a ton of money. So, and then Jeff Dye's on TV nightly. He's on Gut.
That Trevor dude is huge on social media.
Trevor Wallace? Yeah.
He's gigantic.
Yeah. So look at this show, man. You know what I mean? Comedy Chaos at the Comedy Store in LA. You've done the Comedy Store probably, yeah?
Yeah, I did the Comedy Store. Got to do the Belly Room once. That was fun.
Belly Room was awesome. I've done the Belly Room. And I've done the main stage. But
Well,
anyway.
I never got the main, but I did get the Belly.
That's just all about, hey, man, I got 5 minutes if you want to do it. You know, yes. Yeah. So it's a little silly, but do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
This is Sam's show. You know, Comedy Chaos is Sam's show. You know what I mean? So, and then he has his podcast shows. I'll show you that right here. See, they'll be in San Diego. And if you listen to his podcast, that's his podcast, homies.
Huh.
So, XG, Eddie Bravo. You know Eddie Bravo, right?
Yeah, of course.
That he's like a god to some. He's considered a god of jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu god, yeah.
And he's one of Sam Tripoli's best buds. So
the 10th planet, baby.
yeah, he's the creator of. So, and it's funny because when you see people, they're like, I didn't realize that people considered him a god. You know what I mean? So anyway, and now you're laying down again.
Hell yeah.
Is this whole podcasting too exhausting for you? You can't.
I mean, it's a lot of information that if you pour a bucket of knowledge into a shot glass of the brain, you're going to have some spillage.
I really hate it when you make statements I can't argue with. You know what I'm saying? Fucker.
No, but man, I appreciate you telling me these things that I can, actually try. Because I'm fortunate, dude. I've got a lot of friends. I've got good comedy companions, and I've got a comedy group that I've assembled. And we're a bunch of misfits, but we all kind of work together. I've got Big Vinny. I would love for you to meet my guys, man. I think.
Hell yeah.
I'd love, for you to, seeing you with, your comedy groups, Fox Force 5, and your relationship with Mane, and then for me to now be in my 30s, have done comedy for 10 plus years, and then the ability to now make comedy connections with guys that are new in comedy, or maybe they have some experience, but they're not super solid, and then develop a group. It's been great. What's this? Hell
yeah. I'm going to show you tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Central Time. My watch party show with my partner Vern goes live. And by the way, man, before we get into that, I just wanted to have that up as a reminder because we're over now. I was like, oh, we're gonna come in right at. Now we're over. But I can't wait to meet your comedy crew, dude. I feel like it'll be like when Eric Clapton set in with the Rolling Stones. You know what I mean? Like you guys are like rolling your thing, and you bring in a guy who can hold his own. You know what I mean? And that you give love to. And I get to come in and talk some shit, do 5-word freestyle, have some fun. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, I can't wait to do that. Like I said, man, working, we've got some real stuff in Dallas. Basically, man, right now what I've got to do is get through June. June came up. I've got a lot of stuff going on in June with Power Slap and UFC and podcasting. I got to get through June. But while I'm in June, I'm going to be working for a show in Dallas and Georgetown in July. But I'm legit counting on you because I don't have enough other comics. The reason I stopped booking shows, I have venues, dude. And you know your boy well enough to know if I decided tomorrow, you know what? I'm going to go book 5 venues, set up comedy shows. I could. There's no diggity about that. Not even a question. Problem is I don't have comics, dude. I don't have dependable enough, funny enough comics. The why was different. Because what we had was all we had. You know what I mean? It was like, well, we have 12 guys, and that's all we have. So we better figure out, you know what I mean, how to put on a show with them. Right. Whereas here, you got to bring it. And you are solid. You are very funny. I have a couple of others. What I really need is like 3 dependable guys who I know can hold 20 minutes. You know what I mean?
I got guys.
You can hold, and I know you can hold an hour, no problem. So, in 45 comfortably, your headliner's set. So. Mm-hmm.
I got guys. I mean, I got guys that I can refer and guys that, hell, man, I would love to go out to Oklahoma or wherever the hell.
And we'll have, we have DJ Sexual Chocolate DJing. So we have the kind of comedy show where we got the lights, the comedy, the music. You know what I mean? We can even throw karaoke up after the show. People want to sing. It's, man, our shows are a party, dude. We're going to set it off. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I just need the talent. You know what I mean? I need the actual people to show. I got everything else. You know what I'm saying? I need the people who want to be on this stage getting the love. That's
No,
it. You'd think it'd be easier, but nowadays not so much. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but I want you to check this out. Every Friday at 12:30 Central, 11:30 a.m. Mountain, 10:30 a.m. Western, and 1:30 p.m. on the East Coast. Live right here on the very channel you're watching. We do a show, and it's the Nooner Watch Party. Here's a clip of last week's episode I wanted y'all to check out.
Miss Lily, when you put it like that, how can I refuse?
Wah, wah,
Besides,
wah.
like it says in the code, you can't call a bull a weasel unless you see him steal your eggs.
You can't call a bull a weasel.
Lesson you see him. Steal your eggs.
Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? We got all kinds of stuff right here going with that. You know what I mean? So we uncover conspiracy.
We've already got cannibalism going on.
Okay.
You see, we've got cases of beef. Cases of beef. Jock beef.
But that's
Jacques
it's not beef.
beef.
It's Jacques
La
beef.
beef. La beef.
You have no idea what that is, man. And also
overseas.
not for nothing, but don't those look like little caskets?
Yeah. Ooh. What's that good stuff called that people eat that I don't? It's out the pâté. Is that made out of like baby cows or something? No, like baby chicken. Let's go.
Let's go. Baby chicken.
We've already got.
See what I'm saying, dude? We have fun with it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, yeah. And one more quick one. Yeah, I'll have the finest of yeah.
Perfect. Cut. Print. Put it down. Dude, and then he says he's fallen in love with the town already. What? No. It's straight banging. He's straight.
We got to get through these first 2 minutes. Yeah. It was hard to get through the first 2 minutes. We do need to hear Jacques LaBeef, the guy we were talking about. So.
And who is
Already.
this lovely mademoiselle whose beauty makes the sun's rays pale by comparison?
Oh, sure. Well, Lily
Oh, she
Boba
blushed
is my
quick.
name.
Très bien. Now that I see how lovely this town is, I think I may stay a while.
Ladies, be careful. See, that's the problem, ladies.
And who is this?
You know what I mean? We give public service announcements as well. You know what I mean? So, anyway, we have fun with it. We're watching the Cowboys of Moo Mesa currently. All kinds of weird conspiracies behind it. What's funny is that episode that we were watching was like a lost episode. It's not in their canon, and that's because Jacques LaBeef, the dude you just saw at the end of the episode, and it's already out, so spoiler alert, unless you want to go back and watch it. At the end of the episode, it's unveiled that he's actually a con man, and he's not French at all. And his last name is like Greenberg.
What?
True story.
Okay.
True story. You got to watch the end of it. You know what I mean? You got to watch the end of it. But I highly recommend everybody check it out tomorrow afternoon. Thank you so much, Billy Sherman Tank Comedy. I was almost said Billy Badass Sherman. I almost did.
That's my old moniker.
I know. Bro, I always loved you, man. You've always been the sweetest dude. You know what I mean? If you just weren't so ugly.
I
You know
know.
what I mean?
Man,
I'm
I can't do
kidding.
much about that.
I'm kidding. You've always been one of the best humans, man, and it's a true blessing to reconnect with you, man. That's why I keep bothering you and won't leave you alone. You're like, why is this old man blowing my phone up?
No, it's all good stuff. I just, I'm just in between lives sometimes, and I'm just like,
Oh no, hey, life be life, and you know I know I got the craziest schedules. So.
But I'm gonna come right back up, baby. I'm coming right back up.
No, you are. You're not even down, baby. You have no idea how up you are right now.
The car
Yeah, if
issue
I could-
had me. The car issue had me kind of sweating, but now we're back.
Well, and man, there are so many things that feel permanent that are temporary.
Yeah.
There's so many things that feel like nuclear bombs, and we're gonna have to be dealing with fallout for the next 20 years that are temporary problems. 3
True.
days, 2
True.
days, 5
True.
daes, and then done. And you're right back. You're like, man, I give that so much energy that I didn't have to give it. You know what I mean? But also, in addition to that, man, it's if I could impart to you one thing, man, it's that you are truly a badass, dude. You're doing great. Look, dummy, Pay attention, okay? How many people ever make it out of Hawaii? Ever, for
Very
any
few.
reason.
Very
And
few.
no offense, but you came from like me. We're poor.
Yeah.
We are poor people. We are not rich. You
Yep.
weren't gifted a BMW on your 16th birthday, and your dad was like, "Oh, I got to pay for college and your apartment." That was
Yep.
never an option for you ever in your whole life, bro.
Yeah.
You had to figure it out. And
Still
you had to
figure it
figure it out on an island thousands of miles away from anything else. And you could have fucking been a weed smoking, tutu pipe hitting. You know what I mean? What? Boom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sitting on the wall outside of fucking Indigo. I don't even think there's Indigo anymore.
Oh, it's gone. That
I'm sure.
whole stretch is gone.
Is it gone? The whole
Yeah.
little.
Oh, it's gone, baby. I think that like now that's probably like part of like an actual restaurant that it's a whole thing and
like they
it's
built
really,
a shopping center or something.
yeah, it's like really nice and ritzy. It's not.
So so there was the Hawaii Theater, right?
Yep.
And right across the street from the Hawaii Theater, because the Hawaii Theater faced the back of Indigo.
Yep.
And there was that little
Left track theater.
there was the no Hawaii Theater, the actual Hawaii
Well,
Theater.
there's Hawaii Theater, but across the street there was Laugh Track.
Laugh Track Theater, yeah.
Right. And
And
that's
then there
where
was
I
that
got my
part.
start.
Yeah, and remember the wall, and we would sit on the wall, and there was that water fountain, and you go back at Indigo, but you could see the front of Hawaii Theater from the wall. That's gone? You're saying all that's gone?
Well, it's not. As far as last time I was there, that was 2019. None of that was there. It was like a restaurant and some other stuff. That's changed. And I can only imagine now in 2025, there's been a lot that's been changed. I told myself I was going to give myself, 10 years. So I got 5 more years if I want to go back. But yeah, I want when I go there, I want my brain to explode with, oh my God, everything's changed.
Yeah, can I tell you the reason I haven't been back is, well, it's twofold. One, because I feel like I'd be heartbroken to see how much the urban sprawl had taken over the little pieces of green we appreciated.
Yeah.
And then two, and if that isn't as bad as I am concerned about, then number two, I'm afraid I won't come back. I'll be like, no, I've done all that. I've been here. I did all that, and I came back. It took me a long time not leaving. Why would I leave? You know what I mean? I'm dying before too awful long. I'd rather die under a palm tree with a coconut in my hand looking at the beach. Yeah. You know what I mean? Wahines, you know what I'm saying?
I will say, though, you had a better... You were a much better caretaker of the Hawaii comedy scene than anybody else that was after you. Because at that point, what I had seen people do, a lot of their egos got in the way of how they ran things, and they didn't think about the whole. And a lot of people were gatekeeping opportunities. And I feel like you were like very like, let's give you a shot, buddy. And that, man, I missed that so much. I'm not going to name names, but I will just say there was a lot of people there that are not doing comedy now that were in positions of power, and they were using those positions not to the best of their abilities. And I think, you leaving, honestly, it hurt the scene a lot, and somebody had to step up. But the people that stepped up, that power like went to their head, and they thought that they were, the shit.
Hey, dog, I don't know if you remember, but I practically got run out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People basically decided, oh, okay, so there's never been a local comedy Hawaii podcast, and Mike started one. Cool. Well, let's take his idea and go do it over here and leave him out.
Yeah.
Mike has these 3 venues and books all the comedians and needs help and is begging for help and is working with other people. Cool. Let's take what he's doing with the main comedians he's built his business around, and we appreciate all he's done. Now we're going to go take it all for ourselves over here and not include him. Oh, well, that's going to leave him like homeless? Cool. Whatever. Mike's homeless. We're powerful. We get paid. You know what I mean? It wasn't that, but it was, let's just say it was
that essentially. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It was, when the dudes I built around ran out on me, I was like, I don't have the ability to rebuild right now. And then not only that, but I don't know if you remember, I had a big Fox deal. I had a contract, a development deal with Fox Pictures. And we were doing this show called The Best of Times. And I, had all that done. And because I had done that Man versus Bar show, and we had a little bit of a run nationally, I had the Fox thing come up. And then, like a dummy, I said I couldn't vote for Hillary Clinton. And then, boom, no more career. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm so happy about Austin. Right. And say what you want. I'm happy about Joe Rogan. And I'm happy about this now because, thank God, You know what I mean? Thank God, because I mean, it cost me years. Quite honestly, I look back now knowing the millions I would have had and probably the fame I would have had. And I'm like, man, I would have kept my mouth shut. Fuck politics, dude. You know what I'm saying? So let those Diddy parties happen. I don't gotta go. You know, or what do you want me to do with the Diddy party? How much are you paying?
Right.
You mean I get a sitcom with 6 seasons of film and a headlining tour with whoever I like? Oh, and 20 million in my pocket? All right, well, you know what I mean? Butthole only hurts for so long. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
True.
I'm kidding. So, are you just staring at yourself in a camera right now?
A little bit of both. I look at you, look at me, look at you, look at me.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, man, let's get out of here.
All right.
Sherman, tell the people where they can follow you on your socials.
Sherman Tank Comedy, Instagram, YouTube, and all their major department stores. I will be there.
I love it. Guys, follow Billy Sherman. Catch him now before he's huge. We got a lot of great stuff coming up. Check it out. And once again, guys, make sure you check out tomorrow, 11:30 Mountain, 12:30 Central, 1:30 Eastern. It's That Nooner Show. Watch along with Mike and Vern. Guys, thank you so much. This has been the Ptpod Presents every Thursday night. Like, share, and subscribe. We love you. And we are out.
Oh, boy.